All right, might be the funnest nostalgic lesson here for me, for yours truly, teenager Blaine in the 90s. Only there was a time machine. All right. Oh, I better do this right. Wow. All right. Oh man, present now. I'm still figuring this stuff out. The 90s. The 90s culture. All right. So, early 90s fashion. God, this stuff is pretty awful. You guys have, if you know it, you can just say it out loud, as you watch this. There's MC Hammer. Look at those things. Ridiculous. Colorful, flashy, non-traditional, edgy. That was the stuff. I didn't want hammer pants, but I so wanted to be cool and have these bib overalls. Oh, and this was actually the dorky thing to do. If you put two up, eventually time you drop just one side. Ooh, yeah. Bib overalls, parachute pants like that, overalls and Reebok pumps. Oh my god. Oh, so cool. Got to bring the pump back. The look of that's pretty nasty, but that was pretty cool. So that's some of the early 90s fashion. Colorful, edgy. Yeah. Mid to late. Here we go. If you know it, I'd be impressed. This is the band Nirvana. It really sets this whole edge of like grunge. Yeah, grunge becomes big in the 90s. It's kind of, I feel like it's alive and well at Grand Haven a little bit. Some of you bohemian, like Goodwill shopper, hipsters. Yeah, I feel like that's still around. So that's some of the stuff. More subdued colors, worn pattern. And then the other thing in the 90s was this. Tommy Hilfiger was huge. I can't believe it came back. Like, some of you are rocking Tommy Hilfiger. I'm like, so Tommy Hilfiger was big in the 90s. And then these things, awesome and then terrible. Cargo pants. Cargo pants. Cargo shorts too. So yeah. Colors change though. See, it's more or less subdued, laid back, more traditional in the 90s. So music in the 90s. If we're in class, we'd listen to a bunch of this stuff. You probably know this. Early 90s, Run DMC, MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, NWA, Metallica. Yeah, mid. I don't know why I got moved over here. Will Smith, Backstreet Boys, Tupac, B.I.G., Nirvana. Oh, mid 90s. Perfect. Late 90s, Eminem, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Diddy, Puff Daddy back in the day, Wu-Tang, Blink 182. Yeah, J-Lo. J-Lo. All right. So amazing music. If you want a little extra credit, not really. Just listen to some 90s music. All right. So I'd show you some videos, some lesser known hits right there. These are some of my favorite ones. Oh, that's dorky me. I'm on a pool deck. I don't know what I'm doing. Ugh. All right. So fads of the 90s. The economy was great. And because the economy was so good, it gave people extra money, parents extra money, so they could pass it on to their kids. And they could buy things you didn't need. They were just luxury items, and there were these fads, and this is what it was. So a fad is, what a fad is. It's a craze. Some of the craze of the 90s, Beanie Babies. I bet your parents still have some of those things. I doubt you know what Napster was, but Napster was it's a website where you basically linked up your computers and you borrowed each other's songs. And in essence, it was free music. People got really ticked off, the artists themselves, because people weren't buying the CDs. That's, you had to buy them back in the day. You could just steal each other's Napster songs. So that's a way to cheat the system. It got shut down. Pogs, Pokemon is still around. Rollerblades. All the kids in my neighborhood now are rocking rollerblades. That was a fashion. Tickle Me Elmo. Oh, CD players. These, oh man, those pants were insane. Scrunchies. They're back for a lot of you. So 90s fads. All right. And then the internet was huge. You don't know it now, but I usually play the sound of a dial-up modem, which is a terrible sound. And back in the day, when you go on the internet on your computer, it would tie up your phone. So if you were expecting a call from your girlfriend or your parents need to hear something, someone's going to call them, you had to disconnect from the internet because it was connected to your phone jack. And then that's how you got a call. So if you try to pick up the internet, the phone when someone's on the internet, you hear just terrible noise on the phone. But that was early internet. And yeah, I'd play the sound. These were, this was the newer flash drive, 3.5-inch flash that you save information on your computer. So yeah, If you want some fun, look up a modem sound on YouTube to hear what it sounds like, and you have to do it every single time you connect to the internet. So this was the dot-com era. This is where the World Wide Web became big, and the internet was it was amazing. I saw a thing was like in the 90s, people went online to escape reality, and now people are disconnecting from the internet to go back to like reality. So it's kind of going full circle now. So companies are big in the 90s. Young, talented individuals are going to California, Silicon Valley is just starting up. And all these new .com companies, the stock market loved it. It would just surge. NASDAQ went crazy. Amazon.com was brand new in the 90s, but it was only at that point a bookstore. And Jeff Bezos saw a greater vision for it, but that just fueled the economy. AOL was insane back in the day. That was like Google of its day. So, but a lot of these problems is by the late 90s, these .coms, these internet websites that really didn't catch on were just difficult to use, and people found better ones. It kind of caused the economy to lapse as well. Lag issues, slow internet, these companies folded. Some of them are still around. They're still doing amazing, but some folded. That was the .com boom and then the .com bust in the 90s. So, ooh, Yahoo, yeah, gadgets are hot. Look at that. Shaq. Oh, the 90s. The 90s. Fantasy football, brand new. Fantasy sports, just brand new. So this is what it looked like. So a typical page would look like. Here's your URL. Here's your forward back button, reload. Yeah, slow. And like imagine your page would slowly appear. So it just, you'd be like, oh, there it is. You'd have to wait for every page to go up. And if there was any kind of video, it would take incredibly long to download. So here's an early Yahoo page. I'm so old, my personal emails from Yahoo still. Shut it. I don't want to hear it. TV shows and movies. You still watch a lot of these. Friends, Full House, Home Improvement. I think you don't know about that one. Maybe I'm wrong. Frasier. I don't think you know about that one. Seinfeld, huge. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, 90210, ER. And the movies. Just been repeated again and again and again. Jurassic Park, Independence Day. Well, they can't reproduce Titanic. Armageddon, Forrest Gump, Toy Story, The Lion King, Home Alone, all crazy movies in the 90s. So, yeah, nostalgic. Yeah. And video games were big too. Love to nerd out here in this one. They went from the 8-bit Nintendo to the 16-bit Super NES to the 32-bit Sega Genesis. So no, Sega Genesis was 16-bit. 32-bit, I think it's the first PlayStation, and then Nintendo 64. Games like Doom, they made a movie about it. Super Mario World, they made a movie about it. GoldenEye, there was a movie about it. They made a video game. Sonic the Hedgehog, a movie about it. Street Fighter, a movie about it. Mortal Kombat, a movie about it. So these were huge titles of the 90s. And the last slide. Oh, see if you still use it. 90s slang. All that in a bag of chips means you're the best. So it's the best way to compliment someone. All that in a bag of chips. As if I hated it, but someone was making fun of you. They called it sigging or blazing on someone. So I'd be like, ooh, you're getting blazed. Hopefully that doesn't come back. Bling bling, still around. You know what that is. Fart knocker. It's from his show Beavis and Butthead, a show in the 90s. Way to call someone an idiot. And then tight. They're like, oh, it's tight. It's tight, yo. Wow. I feel like I've degenerated a little bit from this lecture, but I loved it. Love the 90s. All right. So with that, that's it. That's it. Your last lecture of the week, I believe. Review your notes. You get a quiz on Friday. All right.